Good morning. Today we are going to talk about the virtue of docility. Docility. The word docile. For some reason I always think of a dog. Anybody else think of a dog with docile? So docility is the virtue of teachableness. How appropriate for us in school. Willingness to be taught. So sometimes we might not think of that as being virtuous, like what you do when you're seated in the classroom. Are you willing to be taught? We might not think about that at home when our parents are telling something, but it is a virtue. Are you willing to listen and learn and do your best with what is put in front of you? If you think about if you were in a foreign city and you were trying to find your way someplace, and you asked someone directions, and thankfully this person speaks English, do you think you'd be willing to listen and learn? If you were lost, this is your ticket, right? This is your way to find where you need to be. So we can take that, metaphorically. Aren't we all lost most of the time? With our virtue, with what we're doing, with how we're occupying our time, with our obedience to God. We are so lost. But there are people in our lives who are willing to give us direction. And we should be with that same attentiveness, listening and learning so that we can find our way. Being lost is a very uncomfortable feeling. Have you ever been lost? You ever been with your parents when they're lost? I remember having a slight meltdown when I was in my vehicle with 4 young children in Minneapolis trying to find the location of a hockey camp, and we were late because I went the wrong way. And when you go the wrong way in Minneapolis, it's a lot different than in Jamestown, North Dakota. And I was like, I didn't know what to do. And then we got on this bridge and there was no way off, and I just had to keep going, and it was taking us further from our destination. That's an awful feeling. And if we think about that with our spiritual life, we need to have that feeling like, oh my gosh, I'm lost, I need help, I'm not doing the right thing. And God puts so many people in our lives that are willing to help us find our way. We have our priests, we have our teachers, we have inspirational YouTube videos, we have our family, we might even have an older sibling. And sometimes when those people try to teach us things, what's our reaction? Not gratefulness, but often irritation. Have you ever experienced that? When someone tells you something and it just rubs you like the wrong way for some reason, even though you know it's right. That is why we want to practice the virtue of docility. Let me bring it back to the dog reference. For some reason, docile, I just think of dogs. We are like puppies. Go with this metaphor because it's the perfect picture. You know I'm all about pictures in your mind. Think of a puppy. Oh my gosh, they go out into the world and they are so excited. How many of you have seen an excited puppy? Oh, they are the cutest. And they run around from thing to thing and they want to explore everything. We should be like a puppy. So adorable. So full of energy for the world that God has put in front of us. All those opportunities. Can't wait to get at those opportunities. Imagine if we approached life with that enthusiasm and that docility. Think about your everyday and the things that God is putting in front of you to learn. Think about how old I am. He still does that to me every day. There is so much to learn. The human brain is so amazing. Are you being that puppy where you go off and you just can't wait? Like, teach me, show me this new stuff. I can't wait. I am drooling. Okay, I might be getting a little carried away with the metaphor, but you know what I mean, right? So excited. Now think about yourself. Are you that excited puppy? When you walk into a classroom with new activities to do, are we approaching it with a spirit of docility? Or are we like, oh, what do we have to do? So this week, let's try to turn that around. We're hitting the home stretch of the school year, and it's easy to get a little tired. We've been doing this for a long stretch, and we're kind of looking at the end, and we're looking at summer, and we're thinking about how wonderful that's going to be, and it will be wonderful, but we still have some time left. Let's approach school. Let's approach family life. Let's approach the world in general that God has blessed us with a spirit of docility. Go forth, puppies, and learn. Good morning.